1. Bigfoot, the Watcher in the Woods. They say if you walk deep enough into the ancient forests of Oregon or Washington, the trees begin to whisper, not with wind, but with warning. Twigs snap where no person should be. You feel eyes on you, heavy, looming, patient. Locals speak of Bigfoot in hushed voices, as if saying his name too loud might summon him, towering at over 7 feet, covered in dark matted fur, with eyes too human for comfort. Bigfoot is neither beast nor man, but something in between. Hunters who chase him never return. Campers wake to enormous footprints circling their tents. Some believe he's a guardian of nature. Others say he's an ancient spirit, angry at the modern world encroaching on sacred land. At night, you might hear heavy breathing just beyond your campfire's reach. In the morning, tree trunks are clawed, birds fall silent, and your compass spins. The deeper you go, the closer he watches. And yet, no footage, no trap, no effort has ever truly caught him. Because Bigfoot doesn't want to be caught. He wants you to know that you're not alone in the wilderness. He wants you to feel what he feels. Hunted. 2. Slender Man, the Faceless Silence. There's a figure that haunts the shadows of suburbia. Children across America know his name, though no one taught it to them. Slender Man. He's impossibly tall, thin as a skeleton, with arms that stretch like tendrils and a face as blank as death. He doesn't speak, he doesn't run, he simply appears at the edge of the woods, on the other side of your window, standing still at the foot of your bed. Kids draw him without knowing why. They dream of him before they hear his story, and then they vanish. The truth is, Slender Man is not just a story passed around on internet forums. His presence is mythic, psychological, parasitic. The more you know about him, the closer he gets. His reach extends beyond the physical. He latches onto your mind, feeding off fear and obsession. Some who see him become obsessed with the woods. Others start sleepwalking. Some never speak again. Slender Man doesn't take you by force. He convinces you to go willingly. 3. Freddy Krueger. Death inside your dreams. Elm Street was quiet once, peaceful, but then the kids started dying in their sleep. Their screams echoed in empty houses, their faces frozen in terror, though their bodies bore no wounds. That's when the name started surfacing. Freddy Krueger, a man with a burned face, a striped red and green sweater and a glove tipped with razors, killed by the town years ago, but not gone. Freddy lives in dreams now, where he controls everything. He feeds on fear, growing stronger with each nightmare. His world bends and twists like a carnival mirror. Walls melt, time reverses, and your worst memories play on repeat. There's no logic, no escape. Freddy can become anything in your subconscious, pulling you deeper until you lose track of what's real. And when you scream, he laughs, because pain in the dream feels real. And once you die there, you never wake up. Freddy is more than a ghost. He's your own mind, turned against you. 4. Jason Voorhees. Vengeance from the Lake. They say Camp Crystal Lake is cursed. First, a boy drowned, Jason, forgotten by careless counselors. Then, years of bloodshed followed. Now the lake lies still, but evil stirs beneath its waters. Jason Voorhees is no longer a boy. He's a hulking, silent killer in a hockey mask, wielding a machete like it's part of his arm. Jason is death-given form. Slow, inevitable, and relentless. Every crack of a twig could be him. Every ripple in the lake might be his mask surfacing. Campers tell stories around the fire thinking they're safe. But Jason doesn't care for stories. He doesn't care if you're scared. He exists to punish, to protect the place where he died. Each time someone dares return to Crystal Lake, he rises. And each time fewer leave. Jason doesn't rest. He waits, just below the surface. 5. Michael Myers, the shape of pure evil. He was only 6 when he murdered his sister. No motive, no emotion, just a blank stare and a kitchen knife. Locked away for 15 years, doctors called him hopeless, a void wearing human skin. Then, one Halloween, he escaped. Michael Myers returned home to Haddonfield, wearing a pale white mask and a silence that screams louder than words. He walks the streets unseen, stalking victims with the patience of a predator. He is calculated, cold, indestructible. Bullets don't stop him. Fire can't destroy him. He isn't alive in the way you and I are. He is the pure absence of empathy, a shape moving through the night. To see Michael is to know you're being hunted, and he doesn't run. He doesn't need to. He is always there, one step behind you, even if you can't hear his breath. On Halloween night, when the wind picks up and the shadows stretch long, remember, he's still out there, watching. 6. Pennywise, the clown that feeds on fear. Every 27 years, something ancient awakens beneath the town of Derry, Maine. Something older than time, hungrier than death. Children go missing. Blood appears in places it shouldn't. Red balloons float by with no strings, no wind. Then, the laughter starts. Pennywise the dancing clown appears, eyes glowing yellow, grin wide and unnatural. But it's not a clown. It's not even human. Pennywise is an entity, shape-shifting, otherworldly, a predator of fear. To some, it's a clown. To others, it's their worst nightmare given life. Pennywise doesn't just kill. It plays. It terrifies. It makes you feel like a child again, helpless, powerless, and when it's done, when your fear is pure and sharp, it consumes you, not for nourishment but for delight. You'll float too, it whispers. And in the sewers beneath Derry, the voices of the lost echo forever. 7. Chucky, the doll that kills. A birthday gift, a smiling face, a toy every kid wanted, until it started speaking on its own. Chucky, the good guy doll, housed the soul of Charles Lee Ray, a murderer who cheated death with voodoo. Now, he walks, talks, and kills. His plastic smile hides a foul mouth and a wicked mind. He's cunning, cruel, and far more dangerous than his size suggests. He hides in plain sight, moves when no one's watching, and strikes when you least expect it. Parents think their kids are imagining things until it's too late. Chucky doesn't want just revenge. He wants a new body. And when he picks you, no lock, no prayer, no plea will save you. He'll laugh, stab, and call it playtime, because he's your friend, till the end. 8. The Wendigo. Hunger without end. In the endless snows of the northern forests where starvation stalks and madness whispers, a creature waits. The Wendigo. Born from cannibalism and despair, it is a towering beast of bone and frost. Its skin stretches tight over its skeletal frame, and antlers rise like twisted trees from its skull. It is always hungry, always cold, and once it smells weakness, it hunts. They say a man who eats human flesh becomes the Wendigo, but others say the Wendigo comes first, tempting you when you're at your lowest. It offers survival, and then it takes your soul. It mimics voices of loved ones, luring victims into the snow. The forest grows quiet before it strikes, and once you hear it scream, echoing through the trees, it's already over, because the Wendigo doesn't eat to live, it lives to eat. 9. The Mothman, the Harbinger of Doom. It started with red eyes, glowing in the dark, staring through car windshields in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Witnesses spoke of a winged figure, nearly 8 feet tall, gliding silently overhead. It didn't speak, it didn't attack, but it watched. And then the dreams began. Dreams of disaster, of metal twisting, screams, and water swallowing the earth. Then came the collapse of the Silver Bridge. The Mothman isn't a killer, he's a warning, a messenger of doom. Wherever he appears, tragedy follows. People who've seen him feel dread long after. Some say he's from another world. Others think he's a mutated bird or a fallen angel. But all agree, once you see him, you never forget. And deep down, you know something bad is coming. 10. Leatherface, the saw behind the mask. Out on the desolate roads of Texas, there's a place not marked on any map. A farmhouse, quiet, isolated, with bone wind chimes and the scent of rot. Inside lives a family of cannibals, and their enforcer, Leatherface. Towering, brutal, and mute, he wears the flayed faces of his victims as masks. His weapon of choice? A roaring chainsaw. Leatherface doesn't kill for pleasure. He kills because he was raised to. Conditioned like livestock, taught that outsiders are meat. He chases with a primal fury, but his silence is what chills you. He doesn't taunt, he doesn't speak. He revs, he swings, and he carves. And if you step onto that property, you're not a person anymore. You're dinner. So Joe, which of these monsters do you think is the most terrifying? Is it the faceless silence of Slender Man, the hunger of the Wendigo, or the scream behind the mirror, Bloody Mary? Or maybe there's one we didn't mention that still haunts your mind. Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to know what you fear the most. And hey, if you enjoyed this dark dive into America's most chilling legends, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next terrifying tale. Because trust me, the next one might just be real.